gentlemen, esteemed judges, and opposition team. Today we stand before you to discuss the matter of the growing important topic that rises in Indonesia, which is that the House believes that Korean culture is a threat to Indonesian culture. As the first speaker of the proposition team, I will introduce the topic to you guys. I will define my motions, and I will also introduce you guys to my team's arguments. Now, to begin. Now, what is the motion that has stated the House believes that Korean culture is a threat to Indonesian culture? To make it more to make it more easy, I will break it down into 3 points. Number one, the Korean culture. Korean culture encompasses the customs, traditions, arts, and social norms originating from South Korea. This could include drama, music, food, language, clothing, and etc. Second is the threat that we are talking about. A threat in this context refers to the potential of a negative impact or harm that Korean culture may impose on Indonesia's local identity. It implies a significant influence that could lead to the erosion, overshadowing, or displacement of traditional Indonesian cultural elements. And finally, Indonesia's local identity. Indonesia's local identity is defined by its diverse cultural heritage, encompassing a wide range of traditions, languages, arts, and social practices unique to the various ethnic groups within the country. This could also encompass traditional food, traditional music, traditional dances, and languages. In summary, this motion suggests that the traditional cultural components, beliefs, and practices that form Indonesia's local identity may be adversely affected and may be undermined by the widespread influence of Korean culture. This debate will revolve around whether Korean cultural influence constitutes a significant threat to the preservation and continuity of Indonesia's local cultural heritage, which my other 14 speakers will later on discuss. Oh, now that we know why the motion means, or what the motion is, but why is it so bad? Well, if you don't know, there's a specific term that is used for this widespread of influence of Korean culture, which is known as the language. This will also be later on explained by my second speaker, Saji. But why is it bad? Me and my team have gathered a couple of arguments that will be later on explained by Nina, Catherine, Safa, Leslie, and Brett in the economic field. Now, I will simply give a simplified argument on what they will have. Number one, the popularity of Korean beauty products, fashions, electronics, and food can overshadow local Indonesian products, leading to reduced demand for locally made goods and impacting local businesses and industry. Number two, local cultural expressions may become less diverse as a result of cultural terms being more similar due to Korean culture's dominance. This shift may cause traditional Indonesian arts, music, and customs to be overshadowed, resulting into a loss of unique cultural identities and heritage. And lastly, number three, local producers and artists may find less chances as a result of Korean culture's dominance in the creative sectors. Indonesia may find it hard or difficult to receive support and exposure due to the rising focus on Korean entertainment. That is all I have to say. Thank you so much for listening, and I give the floor to the first speaker of the conference.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I stand here to act as the first speaker from the contract team, bringing the big theme of Korean culture is a threat to Indonesian culture. So here I stand. I'm not going to give yet, but the first speaker from the pro team, I'm going to just go into some of my points. In our post-COVID world, digitalization has become an indispensable part of our daily lives. It has fundamentally transformed the way that we interact, the form of how we connect with one another, and the way we conduct business. Far from being a temporary adaptation, digital technologies have now embedded themselves at the very core of modern society. This digital revolution has bridged geographical divides, connecting one country to another country, connecting from one continent to another continent, allowing us to communicate and collaborate in ways previously unimaginable. It has united communities, fostered innovation, and provided a platform for cultural exchange and economic growth. As digitalization continues to evolve, it remains a vital force driving global connectivity and cohesion, shaping a more integrated and united world. Talking about Korean culture, and how you guys want to bash one person's culture, I want to bring in 3 points that us Indonesians could practice. Okay, number one, you guys are yapping about, oh my god, Korean culture is gonna replace Indonesian culture, this and that and that and that. Okay, now I'm gonna ask you a real quick question. If there's a graduation ceremony, what do the women wear? Do they wear Korean clothes? No, they do not. They wear kebaya. Kebaya Anji. They wear kebaya from Java. They wear kebaya. They wear their traditional clothes. And that is one thing, and that is one of many proofs that shows that Korean culture is not currently replacing the Indonesian culture. Number one thing that is great about Korean culture is they love their culture. Koreans exhibit a profound love and pride for their cultural heritage, which is deeply ingrained in their daily lives. This cultural appreciation manifests in various ways through the popularization of traditional Korean arts, cuisine, and clothing. Number two, their work ethics. Korean work culture is renowned for its dedication, discipline, and efficiency. A strong sense of hierarchy and respect where difference to seniors and superiors is paramount. And number three, solidarity. Solidarity and community spirit are integral components of Korean society. The sense of unity is evident in their collection of identity. Okay, so you guys keep on yapping about this and that. Indonesians, we have been occupied 350 years. The Portuguese came here. The Dutch came here. The Japs came here. Have we forgotten our culture? Have we forget our culture? Not once. Not once. We still practice gamelan. We still play gamelan. We do traditional dances. We do this and that. We still play wayang. We still listen to traditional songs and that and that. And you, once again, you keep on yapping about that. It's one day it's going to replace us. But here, let me give you an example. What is the most restaurant chain in Indonesia that Indonesians still currently love? Number one is Sederhana, not some Korean tteokbokki restaurant. Number two is Solaria, which sells fried rice, kwitiao, this and that. Korean culture should be assimilated into Indonesian culture. We adapt what's good, we take away what's bad. Indonesia, we have survived the Western wave from the 2000s to the late 2010s. After digitalization, we're not talking about the Korean wave. Back in 2000 and then 2010, everyone was yapping. Scholars, dosen, this and that were saying that, oh my god, one day it's going to replace, it has to be replaced. Terus, oh, sorry. And then once more, I want to give a small example of Indonesian culture and that Korean culture that we can adapt. Is that Indonesians tend to have some sort of what do we call it? Personality of fear of missing out. Okay, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges, and respected opposition. My name is Farah, and I am second speaker from the proposition team. Today, we address a pressing issue: why are audience drawn to K-wave content, and what are its implications? Audiences consume media content for various reasons: to pass time, seek companionship, find excitement, escape reality, and engage in social interactions. For many Indonesians, K-wave content, especially Korean pop culture, fulfills these needs. Fans often develop a social relationship with their favorite Korean artists, leading them to follow their artist activity closely. This connection drives them to emulate and adopt attitudes in line with Korean media. However, this trend has significant consequences. The increase in influence of Korean culture in Indonesia has led to a gradual erosion of Indonesian cultural values. The shift is not only visible in cultural references, but also in consumption of Korean products. Many Indonesian fans are drawn to these products, seeking to emulate their idols' lifestyle, which can undermine local traditions and industries. My colleague will elaborate on the cultural impacts, but I will briefly touch on them. K-pop's global popularity impacts Indonesian by overshadowing traditional arts and contributing to a decline in their appreciation. Additionally, the emphasis on certain beauty standards in K-pop can lead to body image issues and mental health concerns among Indonesian fans. This cultural influence can also cause social pressure to conform to unrealistic standards, affecting individuals' health and overall life balance. In summary, while K-web content offers entertainment and connection, it also poses challenges to local language and societal well-being. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for giving me this chance to speak. I am now speaking as a second speaker. The fascination with Korean culture has opened up and numerous economic opportunities for Indonesians, which contribute for, for Indonesians for the country's for the country's development rather than causing it to lose its own identity. The growing popularity of Korean culture has attracted Korean businesses and investors to Indonesia, creating job opportunities and boosting the local economy. Korean companies like Lotte, Hyundai, and Samsung have expanded their operations in Indonesia, leading, leading to increased employment opportunities for Indonesians. These companies often engage in joint ventures with local businesses, fostering economic growth and technological advancements. By by, by leveraging these opportunities, Indonesians can enhance their skills, boost the economy, and create a more dynamic and interconnected society. This process of engagement and enrichment strengthens rather than diminish Indonesia's cultural identity. Thank you.
Saya mau interupsi. Lanjut.
My name is Malik Ayanda, and I'm in opposition team, and I will explain an argument in social aspect. K-pop has a significant following in Indonesia, contributing substantially to global streaming numbers. Indonesia ranked among the top countries for K-pop stages, highlighting the nation's vibrant enthusiasm for the genre. This enthusiasm is reflected in substantial online engagement, where Indonesian fans frequently boost streaming figures and interact with K-pop content across various platforms. A survey conducted in 2023 revealed that K-pop enjoys immense popularity in Indonesia, with 41% of respondents indicating that they listen to K-pop music regularly. This high level of engagement underscores the genre deep penetration into Indonesian music culture and daily life. The survey also highlights that K-pop influence extends beyond just music, affecting fashion, language, and pop culture prevalence among Indonesian youth. This makes the local music or the Indonesian musician relevant. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to stand today at the engaged stimulating debate on Korean culture as a threat to Indonesian culture. I disagree with the notion that Korean culture turns Indonesian culture.
question quality in terms of technology, script writing, and acting. Indonesian can learn and adopt these production techniques to improve the quality of local dramas, ultimately attracting more viewers. Two, international collaboration. Collaboration between entertainment industry players from both, both countries can open new opportunities. For example, collaboration between actors, screenwriters, and directors from Korea and Indonesia can produce unique and innovative works that Indonesian culture on the international stage. Three, talent development and learning. The current entertainment industry can serve as inspiration and a learning source for professionals in Indonesia. Workshop, training, and internship programs in Korea can enhance the skill of Indonesian artists, which can then be applied to advance the local entertainment industry. Fourth, wider audience reach. Incorporating current cultural elements in Indonesian dramas can attract the international audience with dramas. This opens new markets and increases the export of Indonesian cultural products abroad. abroad. And last one, five, story and narrative innovation. The Korean entertainment industry is often recognized for its innovative stories and compelling storytelling style. Indonesia can draw inspiration from this to present fresher and more engaging stories, while remaining rooted in initial values and content. Thank you.
Okay, you may interrupt the pro side and vice versa. Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. I will be speaking from Molly's argument, and I will further elaborate. The widespread popularity is not without its drawbacks. One significant issue is the interference with local culture values. Being too heavily influenced by foreign culture can lead to loss of cultural identity and a neglect of appreciation for local arts and tradition. The dominance of K-pop dance and music style has negative consequences, leading to a decline in admiration for Indonesian unique traditional art. The vibrant and diverse dance and music culture of Indonesia risks being overshadowed by the younger generation gravitates more towards the K-pop trend that dominates the media. Additionally, the pressure to emulate the physical appearance of K-pop idols often triggers body image problems amongst the fan, as they try to meet unrealistic beauty standards promoted by the K-pop culture, which is a bit unrealistic and not well for the human body. I have data. In 2023, Blackpink held a concert at Gelora Bung Karno Stadium and attracted an impressive audience of approximately 2,000 attendees, highlighting its massive popularity and the global appeal of the K-pop phenomenon. The scale of the event was marked by a vibrant atmosphere created by the large crowd, extensive stage setup, and high-energy performance typical of international art. In contrast, the Raisa concert, which is an Indonesian artist, held a concert at the same venue, drew a smaller audience of 42,000 attendees. That is my argument.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so I would like to interrupt on the states commented by Mesa and by Mali. So first of all, they're talking about the social aspect of Korean culture. Why don't we talk about the social aspect of Indonesian culture? How would we start about that first? Okay, so you're talking about the Blackpink concert. It attracted more audiences than an Indonesian local artist. Okay, let me ask you a question. How many people globally listen to Blackpink? It's an international known artist, right? So of course it's going to attract more people because the people that are going to the Blackpink concert, not all of them are Indonesians. Most of them might be Australians. Most of them might be, who knows, Africans. We don't know. And number two, the Raisa is not a well-known international artist. It's a local artist. So I believe that the ratio that you're putting here isn't something that is fair. Okay, and then second, talking about Mali, you're talking about you're talking about the Korean culture, this and that. But what's the negative? You just released some data about 40% of Indonesians listen to K-pop music, but that's just data. What's the negative part of listening to it? I listen to Western music. Is there any problem with that? But it becomes a problem when I listen to Korean music. Is that what you're trying to point out? I mean, it doesn't make sense. And then, once again, talking about the social aspect, um, you blame Koreans for bringing their culture here, but instead you should blame Indonesians. Why? It's because of we have a common personality of fear of missing out. We want to be with the more trendy. We want to do this and that, and instead we need to adopt that Korean culture of what? Of being proud of their culture, being proud of that the whole world knows them, and then setting it out. Not like the Indonesian culture, where we are close-minded, we don't believe in ourselves, and yet we want to adopt Western or either Korean culture. Okay, that's it very much. And I hope the next speaker could answer some of my questions. What is the negative part of doing it? And then I want also to point out on the message that that's not a fair, banding, it's not a fair ratio of comparing a local artist to a well-known international artist. Okay, thank you very much, and I hope that the next speaker could answer my questions. And then if they don't, I'm gonna interrupt once more. Thank you very much. Oh ya, dari kita dulu ya. Karena aku interupsi bentar.
Oh, bentar, bentar.
Greetings everybody. I am now talking in how we disagree with the notion where Korean culture is a threat to Indonesian culture. Just like what Panda already said earlier, is that there's a possibility where Korean culture could widen the audience reach. Well, how? Let me tell you how international interaction could happen because of Indonesian interest in Korean culture. An example, we can say that a local coffee shop took place in Seoul, Korea. Tuku's team thought by opening a pop-up store in South Korea could introduce Korean people of how much Indonesians love coffee and the unique taste of Indonesia's coffee. And it's actually working. People buying it and because of their curiosity. So this proving the point. This proving the point of Korean culture could widen the audience reach even in a small even in a small scale. We talk about food and beverage in here. Even further, Kopiko took its appearance in Korean drama. Korean people find the concept of Kopiko is really interesting because it's called coffee, and a candy at the same time. Well, they started to talk about Kopiko a lot in social media. Again, this proves the point of there's a possibility where Korean culture could widen the audience reach by making international interaction more frequent. How can we say Korean culture is a threat for Indonesian local identity when because of Indonesians' own interest in Korean culture could open the opportunity for a wider audience which could give major benefits for our own culture in our country. And that's all.
Itu nggak panas apa-apa.
My name is Leticia Zaira. I am in the fifth category. When the influence of South Korean culture on preserving local culture, the domination of global culture as a K-pop culture dominates media and entertainment. It is likely that local culture gets less attention. Communities may focus more on consuming foreign culture than preserving and celebrating their local tradition and culture. This could lead to the neglect of important local cultural values. mix up, where elements of the local culture may be changed or lost in the process of absorbing the foreign culture. For example, adopting styles or habits from K-pop culture can lead to change in clothing or lifestyle that are less in line with local tradition. C. Value and normative change. K-pop culture carries certain values that may differ from local cultural values. For example, the emphasis of physical appearance and consumption of luxury goods in K-pop culture may influence local values and norms such as those related to modesty or cultural authenticity.
Who's next?
Uh, Hi, I'm Jafar, and I'm talking as a contra of the theme Korean culture is a threat to Indonesian culture. Even though Korean culture is gaining popularity through media and entertainment, Indonesian culture remains robust and enduring. The tradition, language, and customs of Indonesia are deeply woven into everyday life and hold significant value that cannot be easily overshadowed. The nation's rich history, diverse regional practice, and vibrant local communities work together to preserve and celebrate its unique cultural identity. Indonesia's festivals, ceremonies, and local arts continue to thrive, reflecting the deep-rooted cultural heritage of the country. While Korean, while Korean cultural elements such as music, fashion, media introduce new trends and influence, they interact and complement Indonesian culture rather than replacing it. This blend allows for a dynamic cultural exchange where Indonesian traditions are enriched by global trends without losing their distinct, distinct, distinctiveness. Far from diminishing Indonesian culture, these new influences provide opportunities for cultural innovation and cross-cultural appreciation, ultimately strengthening the overall cultural landscape.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am a part of the closing statement for my team. Now, I'd like to finalize some arguments that were taken from my teammates and colleagues. So I want to finalize the last argument talking about that if Korean culture dominates, finally leads to a homogenization of our own culture products, it would cause an overshadow of our own products by itself. Furthermore, by the other statements of my other colleagues says about the prominent rising of K-pop and its overshadowing of our own artists. They are pretty popular, but at the same time, they are challenging our very own genre of music. But let's talk about something else. Let's talk about something like food. Like they do eat chicken, they do eat beef, they do eat goat sometimes, and they do eat pig. But you know what they do eat? They eat dogs, pretty much. As we said.
I don't know, big. What the hell, man? What the hell? Continue.
They do eat dogs more than us. Even though we are a minority, they do eat a lot more than us. I know it's probably not going to make sense, but they do eat more. And they do kill it. But you may say that, oh, we as Indonesian, we eat dog as well, but that's in a minority of 5%, not a whole lot. And they do of 20%. Right. Next, current culture can be negatively affecting our own local creative industries, as well as affect our own culture, as well as opportunities.
opportunities for rising artists, producers, actors, and many more to be reduced. Furthermore, it will affect our own entertainment sectors like movies, cartoons, TV shows, and so many more. Um, but what about the current actors, you say? Well, I'm guessing they're probably sidelined for those of other reasons, but they'll be chosen for any roles in any movies sometime in the next 20 years or so. Imports now. Imports on trade goods will be overshadowed by our own products, as they are pretty much overshadowing our own cost as well efficiency in the worldwide stage. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much that. Thank you. Well. Here we've come today at 1:46 p.m. And once again, I have to conclude the overreaction by the government team. So basically, I will make it short. In conclusion, while Korean culture has undeniably made a significant impact on Indonesian society, it is not causing the erosion of Indonesian culture. Instead, the presence of Hallyu or the Korean wave offers an opportunity for cultural exchange, economic development, and enrichment. Indonesians have a profound and enduring love for their own cultural heritage, which is reflected in their continued celebration of traditional festivals and the pride of our own culture, the popularity of local music and dance, and the dedication to cultural education. The resilience and the adaptability of Indonesian culture ensures that it can integrate new influences while maintaining its unique identity. By embracing the diversity brought by Korean culture, through work ethics, through culture, through food, etc., Indonesians are not only preserving their own traditions but also enriching their cultural landscape, demonstrating that cultural exchange can lead to mutual growth between two countries and an understanding rather than the loss of cultural identity. Before I close my statement, I would love to say once more, stop overreacting and get realistic. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mel.